going on.
Thank you so much.
Feel like $1 million.
Shout out TMZ, you up?
Let me check out that rig.
TMZ stands for the Mayweather Zone.
How'd you find me, bro? I got my disguise on.
I love my TMZ family.
Welcome to TMZ Sports. I'm Mike Babcock with my guy, as always, Mojo Mutati. Mojo, we're going to start with Antonio Brown, who was involved in an absolutely insane incident Friday night in Miami. Now, AB, who we just talked to recently, Mojo, was just last week. We talked to AB out here in Los Angeles. He flies back to the East Coast to South Florida, and there was an absolutely chaotic situation Friday night. Now, this was after Aiden Ross, the very popular streamer, he had a kickboxing event in the Little Haiti neighborhood of Miami. Afterwards, Mojo, Antonio Brown, and we're going to hear from both sides here, but there was an incident, and there was not just punches and kicks thrown here, Mojo. As you see, there certainly was, and there was a bunch of people involved. This was not a one-on-one fight. But we also see what looks like Antonio Brown holding a gun, a handgun, in his hand. There it is, Mojo, just moments before gunshots seemingly break out. That all happened on video. Take a look. All right, so there it is, Mojo. You see, and look, it's not crystal clear, but it does certainly look like a gun in Antonio Brown's left hand. And then just moments later, you hear of what appears to be gunshots. So what happened is the question. Well, it's a he said, because the two people who were primarily involved, AB and this other guy, have very different stories. Let's take AB's first. Antonio has gone to X, and here's his explanation. Regarding the boxing event that happened last night, I was jumped by multiple individuals who tried to steal my jewelry and cause physical harm to me. Contrary to some video circulating, police temporarily detained me until they received my side of the story and then released me. I went home that night and was not arrested. I will be talking to my legal counsel and attorney on pressing charges on the individuals that jumped me. I will keep you all posted step by step on the process. Thank you for the support and love. And he signs it, AB. So there it is, Mojo. Antonio clearly saying that he was the victim here, that he was not the instigator, and that he was jumped by several people. And he says, look, I was not arrested. That much is true. AB was detained. We've spoken with police. He was detained. He was not arrested. But is it true that he was actually the victim? Well, the person on the other side of this, Mojo, says, no, that's not true, Antonio. You are lying. TMZ Sports had an opportunity to speak with the guy. His name is, and forgive me if I butcher the name here, Zul Karnain Nantambu, who is a person who has a relationship with Antonio Brown. Not saying they're friends, but these guys go back a couple of years. They know each other. Again, we had an opportunity to speak with him over the weekend. Here is his very different side of the story.
You got into it with Antonio Brown. The videos are flying all over the place. And his story, his perspective of what transpired is out.
His story is a half-truth. His story is a non-truth. He's a liar, man. I've been knowing AB since 2021. I have a judgment against AB for 180. And why would I want to even damage that by trying to reach for a moissanite and fork metal chain? And then he went, got a gun, ran after me. I'm already put outside. He went, got a gun, shot wildfire, we fight. He shot at me twice. Praise be to Allah, I wasn't hit. They got children out there selling candy, bro. He could have hit one of them kids. He runs into me after he shoot me. We tussling for the gun, fighting for the gun, all over the ground.
What do you got to say to AB right now?
AB, your days are numbered. And however you want to take that. Not that your days are numbered in life, but the days of this ignorant, wild, foolish, reckless way of living cannot sustain you. You know what I'm saying? You cannot be in society living like this.
Babcock, I know this situation isn't funny, but forgive me. Zool literally said, why would I try to rob that man? I have a judgment against him. I wouldn't try to rob him for moissanite.
Right. The funniest part of the whole clip. You're right, Mojo. It is a serious situation. Thankfully, nobody was seriously hurt, so we can chuckle a little bit at that line.
Sure. Sorry. Thank you for putting the disclaimer on that so no one looks at me foul right now. But yeah, this is crazy, and I hate to say it, Babcock, but when you're Antonio Brown and you're essentially the wide receiver who cried wolf this many times over the years, there's going to be a lot of people that don't necessarily want to hear what you have to say, that are always going to think that you're the villain in any situation that you're in. And right now we're still gathering information. Everyone's trying to figure out why exactly this started, if it was AB that actually shot the gun and all of these things. We're still trying to get all the details surrounding this case right now, but you can't think that AB was just totally innocent here. I'm pretty sure there must have been some sort of altercation. Who knows why it went physical, but, pulling out a gun in that situation probably isn't going to do you any favors. I mean, the video certainly makes it look like it's possible that you may have shot that gun off. And to Zool's point, if there's children around, that is a big problem. Can't be doing that stuff around the kids. I mean, can't be doing that stuff around anybody, but when there's kids there, it just obviously makes it 1,000 times worse. Zool feeling some type of way, threatened him and then even walked it back afterwards. So definitely a good move by him to phrase it that way. But something tells me we're going to get some answers here pretty soon. It's not really looking good for any party involved. You just don't need this.
Yeah, Mojo. And to that point, now, a lot of people have questioned why Antonio, if he had a gun, and certainly if he fired the gun, why he was not arrested. In Florida, you can carry a weapon. You can conceal carry a weapon without a license. So Antonio having the gun is not by itself illegal, at least as far as we can tell. That does not mean, though, that, you can fire a weapon at somebody. Carrying it and firing it is a different story. So we will see what happens here. We have been told by Zool that the police have reached out to him. He has directed them to his attorney. So it sounds like they have done some follow-up investigating here. I think it's very possible that there could ultimately be an arrest, and that arrest might be Antonio being locked up. So we'll see. It's something we will continue to follow. But that is a very scary scene. By the way, if you do want to see more of these videos here, we've got the full interview with Zool on the TMZ Sports website, and we've got a bunch more video that just shows the absolutely chaotic scene Friday night in Miami. Coming up next in TMZ Sports, the Denver Nuggets eliminated in the NBA playoffs. So, what's Nikola Jokic's plans for the offseason? Well, it involves a whole bunch of beer. We'll hear from the NBA MVP next on TMZ Sports. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Mike and Mojo. Mojo, the Denver Nuggets, tumultuous season. It was up and down season. It has come to an end. They, of course, over the weekend lost a Game 7. They got their butts kicked in a Game 7 to lose to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, we know, Mojo, that Nikola Jokic, he is one of not just the best players in the NBA. He's probably the best player in the NBA right now, but he is one of the greatest players of all time. We also know that once he is out, once the season's over, the dude likes to let loose. And he's not necessarily going to go crying about the team losing or saying, what if this happened, what if that happened? No, the guy is going to go and have some fun, Mojo. So, question is, what does the Joker have planned for this offseason? He was asked that very question after the Game 7 loss, Mojo, and the dude's got a plan.
How will this offseason be different for you? Playing in the Olympics clearly didn't bother you too much in terms of a production standpoint this season. How will this offseason be different?
I think Olympus make me even better. Playing with a country, playing with different rules, but it's not really different. Playing with different players, I think it made me even better. I think I need to decide. There is a Eurobasket, the European Championship. I need to decide that. I need to talk with the coaches and with some of the main players, let's say like that. And we will see, But from now, like next couple of days, it's going to be a lot of beer probably.
There you go. Get him a cold one, Mojo.
I'm not sure if those are going to be fun beers or sad beers, Babcock.
I think fun.
Originally, they looked very sad beers to me, but then he started laughing in the end. So maybe he'll find a way to make it work, find a way to have some fun. I mean, the guy's name is Joker, for crying out loud. I mean, hey, it's not like they weren't expected to win. It's a 4 seed taking on a 1 seed. They took them to the limit. It just didn't go their way. You said it. Season was a little bit all over the place, but you can never count out a team with Joker on. I mean, obviously one of the best players, if not the best player in the game today. But at least it was an exciting season. Now time to go home and have some beers. People forget, Babcock, that a lot of times it's a long time before these players are allowed to have an alcoholic beverage. I mean, most pros, they don't drink whatsoever during the season. So you're talking about, 7 months at minimum? Yeah. This dude maybe hasn't had a drink of any kind. I mean, maybe on bye weeks and things like that, people have a drink or whatever, cut loose. Again, with Joker, who knows, maybe he had a few during season. But now he can really cut loose like we saw him do last offseason, Babcock, which is a lot of fun. So hopefully he gives us some more laughs and some more memories, even though they didn't win the big one.
Up next, the Florida Panthers advance to the Eastern Conference Finals, but it's a ref who took the spotlight after suffering a crazy injury during the game. Highlights from a bloody scene on the ice when TMZ Sports returns right after this. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Mike and Mojo. Mojo, while the NBA playoffs are going down, the Stanley Cup playoffs also being played. We had a Game 7 also in the NHL. The Toronto Maple Leafs hosting the Florida Panthers in Toronto, Mojo. Now, Justin Bieber was there. We're going to get to him in just a second. But first, there was a really scary moment during the actual game, Mojo. One of the referees, Chris Rooney, was hit in the face by the stick of a Panthers defenseman named Nikola. It was scary and it was bloody, Mojo. Watch this.
Double attempts, 36-17, favor of the Panthers.
Chris Rooney holding his face. Some contact in the corner.
He's bleeding profusely.
You just hope that the eye is not damaged.
Chris Rooney, one of the really good guys in the sport of hockey. We've all known him for many, many years. Great hockey family from the Boston area.
Really no chance for him to protect himself.
Here you see it, Mojo. Obviously, I think not something that was done on purpose, but a serious injury. Thankfully, there was, we were being told, no eye damage to the actual eye. So the vision will be okay, but clearly it was bloody, and Chris is really banged up. He's tough, though, Mojo. It's not just the players. He is hoping to come back these Stanley Cup playoffs and actually get back to work. So tough dude. We obviously hope he's okay.
Babcock, I played football in the NFL. I wrestled in the WWE. Hockey straight up scares me, man. The sticks, the pucks, the blades on the skates.
Yes.
I mean, there are so many different ways to have insane injuries, and this is a pretty good example of one of them. Thank goodness that wasn't intentional, but that doesn't change the fact that that was a nasty shot to the face. I mean, usually when someone goes down on the ice, on the field, in the ring, whatever, you know, you kind of wave to the crowd when you're on your way out. You show everybody you're okay. You try to shake it off. You try to walk it off. You try to hold your chin up. That guy's face stood buried in his hands the entire time. And man, it makes you feel so bad for him, but that's all you need to see right there to know that this was a serious injury. And this guy was in a lot of pain. I mean, also evidenced by the fact that there was just blood everywhere. He probably had to keep that towel on his face. Otherwise he was going to leak all over the ice. And then that's a whole different thing to handle there. But really rough. Hopefully he's doing okay. Hopefully he's back on the ice soon. A big time game with a big time referee. I'm sure the sport could use him back ASAP.
Yeah, absolutely, Mojo. We hope that's the case, and it sounds like that's going to be the plan, and I wouldn't put it past him. Now, I mentioned Justin Bieber being at the game, so unfortunately for the hometown fans, including Justin Bieber and his wife, Haley, who great seats, as you'd expect. They obviously rooting on the Maple Leafs. Unfortunately, it was not enough for Toronto. They got their butts kicked, much like the Nuggets did. They also lost 6-1, so season over for the Maple Leafs, Mojo. Now, if you listen to Drake, it was actually Justin's fault. So Drake placed a huge bet, a $1 million+ bet on the hometown Maple Leafs to win the game. Well, obviously, we've said they didn't win, Mojo. A lot of people have talked about the Drake curse over the years. Drake said, hey, I'm not going to take this loss. This is not on me. He goes to his social media, Mojo, to his Instagram story, and he writes, Bieber curse, ... So, bottom line, don't blame Drake. It's not his fault. It's Justin. Coming up, Rob Gronkowski caught off guard with a question about Bill Belichick and his 24-year-old girlfriend. The hilarious video coming your way next on TMZ Sports. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Mike and Mojo. Mojo, Rob Gronkowski stopped by Caleb Presley's show over the weekend. Of course, talking about Sunday Conversation, where the guys had a little bit of a laugh over Bill Belichick's 24-year-old girlfriend, Jordan Hudson.
We're celebrating the drop of the
schedule release.
The matchups this year are incredible. And there's a lot of really exciting teams.
I agree.
Bills picked up a 24-year-old.
The Buffalo Bills?
No. Have you met Coach Belichick's girlfriend?
Oh.
The crayon you wrote your book with, did you take that out of her backpack?
No laughing. He got me. How did I fall for that one?
That was a hard one.
He got me right back. No, I never met her.
The crayon you wrote your book with, did you take that out of her backpack?
I can easily see the two of them sharing crayons. That is something that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's more appropriate for Jordan or Rob at this point, to be honest with you. But if there is one thing I know about Rob, he loves to be made fun of. It's like his absolute favorite, which is why I would never, ever compliment him on the show. We only bury him. Well, you compliment him. I always bury him. But this interview had me giggling before I even saw a second of it. This was a matchup that we needed to happen. Rob's a lot smarter than people give him credit for, Babcock. You mentioned he had nothing to say about Jordan. He just laughed, said he never met her, and then left it alone. He just laughed it off. God knows what he's doing.
You know what? I got to say, too, Mojo, I'm liking the look. Rob's hair is well, you don't want to compliment him, so I won't make you comment on this because you might have to compliment him. But Rob, hair looking on point.
Not as good as yours, Babcock. He's like a miniature version.
All right, Mojo, moving on to Vice President J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance was at the Vatican on Monday, and he had a meeting with the new Pope. Of course, Mojo, Pope Leo XIV, as we know, is the first American-born Pope. Leo is from Chicago, and he's a sports fan. We've seen him, right? We saw him a couple of years ago at the World Series, Mojo, so he's a good, legitimate sports fan. Of course, Chicago, synonymous with the Bears. So what did J.D. Vance do? Well, he brought him a special, customized Bears jersey. Watch this.
So this, of course, is a Chicago Bears jersey. Good choice. With your name. And hopefully he
They tried to sign it with a pattern, but they got a little nervous.
Apparently,
Oh, I see.
Succeed. Yeah. So I guess there's our kid right there. Okay. Goodbye. Thank you, and we'll pray for you.
Thank you for being here for the celebration.
Yes.
I'm sure we will meet again and be in contact.
Okay. Fantastic.
Right.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet you.
So there it is, Mojo. You can see the nameplate. It says Pope Leo, but instead of then a number like 6 or 7, it's got the Roman numerals, the 14th, Mojo. I like it.
Babcock, I absolutely love this Pope for so many reasons. but he's just not excited at all to receive this Bears jersey. And that might be the best reason of them all. This is fantastic. I mean, just, I think he's really a Packers fan at the end of the day, a man after my own heart. I think this is great. They brought him this gift and he was like, cool.
Right. He didn't. I've seen people more excited.
Reaction too.
You're right. Oh, there you go. There it is. I have definitely seen people more excited to receive presents before. He's new. He's new to the job, Mojo. I think he's easing into this thing. I think give Leo a year and this guy's going to be wild. Crazy, crazy parties going down at the Vatican. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Awesome. Very cool that J.D. Vance brought him that gift. And there they take a picture. And look, Marco Rubio's wife, of course, Secretary of State, there as well. All right, Mojo, before we move on, we have got to say a big congratulations to our guy, our TMZ Sports producer, Ryan Yunt, who over the weekend had a wedding. He married his beautiful fiancée, Samantha. Look how happy they look. It looked like an absolutely gorgeous ceremony. We are so happy for them. We send a huge, huge congratulations, Mojo, to Ryan and Samantha. Congratulations, guys.
Huge congrats to our guy, Ryan. I got to take off my hat and my shades for this one. Thank you for all that you do. You certainly outkicked your coverage tremendously on this one. But that's just a testament to you at the end of the day, buddy. Enjoy this thing. Have your fun. But don't take too long. We need you back ASAP.
There it is. We have got to go, Mojo. We are out of time. A bunch to talk about this week. Tomorrow is going to be a great show.
It's going to be a great show for everybody except the Pope after receiving that awful, awful gift. But for the rest of us, we'll see you tomorrow where it'll be the best show since today.
I'm a lawyer.